I wanted to show a new way I'm finishing up my pot holders. Originally when I did them, you can see, let me get these out of the way. You can see how this kind of twists a little bit. So when you hang it up, it wants to curl. And then also if you're not careful and you pull, you get the little thread that shows in it. That's very fragile and it can break. So what I've been doing is this way, which makes it lay flat and it's a little bit more solid. So I'm going to show you how I do that, and also I've changed the way I sew it together to give it a nicer look. Here's the one I'm working on. It's just about done. I'm to the point where I'm ready to sew it together. Now, trying to find square, sometimes it's hard. See, it's very easy to get it kind of off and you don't really get a square. So I've noticed if I lay it this way and go like this and keep fussing with it, before too long, it's more of a square shape. There, kind of like that. So now I've got a square. So then I go up here and I want to find the last one before the tippy top. So this is the one I want. So take this one out. Here's my crochet hook. And at this point, I crochet 10. This makes the loop. All right, now I skip that first one right there and I go to the next one and I do a slip stitch in the next one. Now I always pull it a little tight on purpose, but pull it really, really tight because you want that loop to be as tight as possible. There, I did it. And then do a slip stitch. And you want to cut a nice tail, so about that much, and then you pull it through. So now when you lay it flat, you know where your center is. And they'll lay nicely side by side. So now at this point we want to sew it together. So let me get a needle. I have to kind of loosen this up a bit so it'll lay flat across my needle. Oh, I missed a spot. Let me try again. Okay, there it is. Okay, now I'm ready to sew it together. Let me bring this up a bit. All right, what I do is I go behind and over here like this. So you go into those two, pull it, and then do it again. I usually do it at least twice. So I have pull it really, really tight together. See how it lays nice and flat now? Do it one more time just for security. There. Now I'm going to start actually sewing it. You go to the next one, go between the two loops and between these two loops. And do 6 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you won't be able to see it, but I have to put my hand on it, and then I'll just pull this way, and you start pulling. You see how the threads kind of come in and lay down flat? I found by doing this, I don't over pull. And see how nice and straight it is? Now, I like to go inside and grab a horizontal bar and go back over here. And then you do it till you get about right there, about in the middle. So let's do some more. Let's see, don't want to miss one. They always have a tendency to move a little bit, so it looks like you're going down too far. But these stitches over here are probably a little bit bigger than those. That's why I did that. See, oh, I already did that one. We're going to take this one. We're just about to the middle. Do the same thing. I put my hand over top of my work and pull. And when you pull, see how nice and flat it gets? And then same thing, you want to go inside, find a loop, and go to the next one. sometimes you can pull it tight as you go. The top one I never do. The bottom one I usually pull as I go. So it's mostly done. Oops, too far. When you get about 5 or so from the bottom, do it again. It gives you that nice tight tautlet, and by tightening it a little bit, it also kind of shrinks this in a bit to make it more square. Now let's get the last loop in here, last anchor stitch. Finish it off. Now if my thread gets tangled, like see how it likes to twist, I just turn it like this with my hand, like that, and see, now it's flat again. You don't have to do anything fancy, just spin your needle. Just about done. I have one more stitch, but I want to go ahead and tighten these last few. Get the last stitch. Now usually I just go in and kind of tip it up and catch as I go, like this. But for this time around, I'm just going to go over here, and I'm going to put my needle back in a little ways up, just to show you. And then you go through your stitches. You can either, I think I'll go through this side because this is lighter in color and you don't want the thread to show too much. You just want to kind of weave it in and out, and then go back in from the underside. Grab it again next door, or after you do this, kind of go up and down and catch it underneath. I don't know if you can see the needle too much. There it is. And bring the needle back through. See, you really can't see it. Do it 2 or 3 times because you want to make sure it's really stuck and woven in between all your stitches. So you can see the difference now. These two are laying nice and flat in front, where these two, that one's got that little extra loop that's going to pull loose before too long. And see how this one kind of goes underneath? Sometimes it actually turns like that. I've had them do that. And then your pot holder rotates, and I like to keep mine nice and flat. Okay, now I'm going to show you as soon as I get one done how I do the pot scrubbies, because I do similar, but there's no loop on it, so I want to make that nice. Sometimes when you do the pot scrubbies and you're not careful, you get this like little knotty thing right at the tippy top. And when you come down, you got 4 nice looking corners and 1 funky looking corner. So let me go ahead and get a pot holder made out of this, a pot scrubby made out of the same yarn, and I'll show you how I finish those off. Okay, I want to show you how I've changed the little scrubby. See how both of the corners are nice and rounded like the 2 other corners? And there's a way to do this to where you make it nice and round. This one I've just about finished, so let's go ahead and check it. See, right now it's not really square, so I just keep going like this until I get it reasonably square. So there, that's pretty square. So that means this is the top. So I need to do, looks like 2 more crochets. 1, 2, and then I do a slip stitch. Cut myself a tail off. Okay, and I just go like this and pull it down as tight as I can get it with my finger. Now the way I used to do it, I can show you what it looks like. I won't finish the thing. I'll just show you how I used to do it and how you get the little, I don't even know what you want to call it, little tail, little lump. And then I'll take it out and show you how I do it now to get it nice and smooth, if I can get this needle threaded. There we go. So what I used to do would just bring this over like that. And pull it. And you can see it makes kind of a lump right there. Sometimes it's a bigger lump, sometimes it's a smaller lump, sometimes it curls in. You just never know. So what I'm doing now, let me get this out. If I can find the other, there it is. Just about got it taken out. gotta find that tail. There it is. Okay. All right, now I got it out. All right, so let me re-thread my needle. Instead of going like this on the top like I did before, I go inside. Then I can pull that little knot down kind of inside the work a little bit so it disappears. And then, of course, you have to go the 2 inside loops. And then you do them again. Three, 4. Okay, now we pull them tight. See how it lays nice and flat now? Keep pulling it till you get it the way you want it. And then we want to get that bar inside for stability. And keep going. And then do the same thing. Pull it tight. Just about done. Okay, so now we gotta grab the inside again. And we're going to finish it off. And then we finish out the bottom just like we did with the pot holder, where we weave the tail back and forth inside. It just sometimes can be difficult because with a blunt tip needle you got to split the yarn, and sometimes the yarn does not want to split. Okay, there we go. And now you've got a nice, all your corners are nice. We know this was it because you can feel a little bit of a knot, but it lays more nice and smooth. One thing I forgot to explain is why do I catch the yarn 2 places in my scrubby and 3 places in my holder. The reason for that is if you don't catch it, it's just a big lumpy mess. By catching it, at least in the middle, you've got a nice piece that's not going to slip or slide because you've got 3 places where you've caught this one and then the 2 places where you caught this one. So here we go. Here's just a nice partial set. I still got 1 more pot holder to make, and then this set will be complete. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps solve some of the little lumpy problems we can have when we're making these pot holders and scrubbies. If you enjoyed my video, please consider subscribing and hit the notification button. That way the next time I make one, you will be able to see it. If you cannot get either sugar and cream or peaches and cream crochet cotton, that makes these the best, or peaches and cream, you can always go to my website, stitchnitch.com, which is right here, and I can put them, I think I have them on my website. If not, I can put them on fairly quickly, and you could order them that way. I carry about 10 to 15 different colors. Thank you for watching. Just to note, this is going to be my next thing. I'm going to show how I do the nylon knitting centers for my sunflower pot scrubbies. They've got the scratchy in the center where the back is smooth cotton. It's similar to the yellow and green sponges you buy at the store where one side is a little scratchy and one side's a little not scratchy. But I'm going to show you how I prepare this to make it work and how to do this, and I'll show you the step-by-step method.